Hi, my name is Butch Smith.
And I'm Efrem Jackson.
And
we are Cornerstone.
Oh man, you grew
up. I didn't know where you from.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
So my family, we've been coming to Cornerstone since the summer of 2003.
I used to go to church with Nate, Pastor Dan's son, and Lucretia at a little small church in Ames, and kind of made a natural transition to start going to Cornerstone here. And once I got here, Pastor Ed kind of pulled me aside and kind of took me under his wing, and he learned that I had a passion for finances, and he made sure he wanted to put me in touch with a guy named Butch.
And I didn't know Efrem, I'd never met him before, but we met and talked and found out we had the same heart. And, he started helping me with the classes, and before long we started teaching classes together through Crown, and then we started teaching Financial Peace University together. And as we got to know each other better, we had coffee at Starbucks one day, and we started talking about the visions that we had for our financial ministry. And what's really interesting about this story is that God had given me a vision for financial ministry when I was in my mid-20s. And I didn't know Efrem at that time. I'm from the south side of St. Joseph, Missouri, and Efrem's from the south side of Chicago. And, complete strangers. And God gave me this ministry or this vision for a ministry. And as Efrem and I were talking, God had given him a vision for a ministry 5 or 6 years before we had ever met. And I'd had this vision for 14 years before we'd ever met. And I don't think either one of us knew that each other, that the other person was going to be part of the equation.
You can't do what God has called you to do by yourself. It's going to take other people to do it, and that's why it's so important to do life together. Because what God had for me, He also had for him.
So, we launched Free to Serve last summer, and we were in a predominantly black church, and it was the next to last class. And the last class, we always have a potluck. And so, of course, I opened my mouth, and I told the pastor and the staff and everyone that was there that I make the best sweet potato pie in the world.
When you tell a brother that you're good at soul food and you're like an 8-foot white guy, that just doesn't go over well.
And Efrem's like, "Oh man, you really shouldn't have done that. These people know their sweet potato pie."
And he put it down, he threw the gauntlet down and said, "Look, not only can I do better than you, I'm gonna cook for you, and I'm gonna cook for this whole church, and I'm gonna do it better than anybody can do it." And I was kind of thrown back because I'm like, this fool crazy. You just not only challenged me, but you challenged a bunch of other black people that's like old school black people from like Mississippi.
Sweet potato pie
right,
for 40 years.
And so he's talking about he's gonna make a sweet potato pie.
The next week I made 2 big sweet potato pies, and needless to say, I got some rave reviews, and I got a lot of street cred for making the sweet potato pies.
Okay, so they came back, and the sweet potato pie was actually good.
Okay, what'd they say about the crust?
The crust was on fire.
What'd they say?
The crust was good.
What'd they say?
Crust was buttery.
What'd they say?
It was slightly rich.
I
don't remember the words best crust.
Oh, yes,
but I
you do.
remember the
best crust. That's the pastor himself.
It's all right.
The
It's all right.
The pastor said the best crust I've ever had.
No, it was pretty good. So 8-foot white guys can make sweet potato pies. So that's
right.
what you learn doing life together.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like.